Hey, what's up, guys? Nick asked me to do a video of some of my Kiss bootlegs, just to show what I have. He's getting into collecting some Kiss bootlegs and was just curious what I had in my collection. I do have quite a few, and I'm going to run through them as quickly as possible, but I will show you some of the front and back covers and some of the vinyl. A lot of them do come on colored vinyl. So we'll take a look at some of those. Like I said, there's a ton of Kiss bootlegs on the market. They're usually pretty limited. Some are hard to find. You can sometimes find them in stores, but they sell them as imports, and they don't call them bootlegs. You can find them on eBay. They used to be on Discogs quite a bit, but Discogs has kind of put the clamp down on selling bootlegs or unofficial releases through their site. So if you want some of these, you got to kind of dig around for them. There's some Facebook vinyl forums that you can sometimes find them floating around in, or really eBay, or just stumbling across them in a store is probably your best bet. So anyways, I'll get started. The first few I'm going to show you are ones that are mostly demo collections of unreleased songs and whatnot. So get started with those. This one's called What Goes On Behind Closed Doors. It's kind of got an Elder look to it. Has some demos from the Elder along with other various demos. Pretty cool. I wouldn't say it's essential, but I like it. Let's see. Next up, we have the Electric Lady demos. Early demos from the band. Nice early shot there. This one came out pretty recently. It's one of my favorites. It's got a cool inner sleeve. Colored vinyl. And then there's another one of early demos called Kill and Destroy. This is outtakes and demos from 1975. Has a nice gatefold cover. And I believe this one is on, there's the back, I don't know if I showed that or not. This one's on colored vinyl as well. I would highly recommend this one. I like this one a lot. It's got a lot of cool stuff on it. Alright, now we'll move on to some of the live shows I have. And I'll go in chronological order. This first one I have is called Horny Bitches and Daisy Days. This was recorded at the Daisy nightclub in 1973. So this is a nice early club show from the band. I would highly recommend this one. It's really good. I'll show you the gatefold. Nice pictures. And it is on colored vinyl. I like getting those early shows before the band was really polished and stuff, so that's a good one to have. This one's called Alive in the Woods. This is basically just another version of the one I just showed you. It's the same show from the Daisy 1973. This one has 2 less songs on it, but it also has a 4th side of demos on it, so it's a little different than the other one. Still cool, but it's not the complete show. There's the back cover. I'll show you the inner sleeves on this one. It's pretty cool. Has some nice pictures of the band. Nice vintage pictures. The other sleeve. But yeah, it's called Alive in the Woods. Another cool one. Like I said, it's basically the same as the previous one I showed you, but I think this one's a little easier to find than that other one I showed you. Alright, next up we have New Year's Eve 1973, Academy of Music. Another cool early show. This one has a gatefold cover. Tons of great photos. This one comes with a photo. There's the vinyl. So yeah, that's New Year's Eve 1973 at the Academy of Music. Next up we have Cleveland 74. This one was recorded on April 1st at the Agora Theater in Cleveland. This one's on red vinyl. This one's on green vinyl. It also comes on red vinyl, but I have the green vinyl. Sound quality on this one's pretty good. I like that one. Then we have, next up, this one was recorded on April 7th, 1974 in Michigan at the Michigan Palace. So this was the same week as the Cleveland show. It's kind of cool to get the bootlegs when they have shows that are close together like that. It's pretty cool. This one has nice gatefold. Has the OBI strip, and I believe there's the vinyl. Nice colored vinyl, and it has a big poster with it. Let's see if I can. It's like a really big poster. I don't know if you can see all that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, some of these bootlegs are packaged extremely well. It's amazing some of the stuff they come up with for these bootlegs. They look really amazing. Let's see what we got next. This one's from 1975 in Hempstead, New York. This one's actually a box set. So it's pretty hefty. Got some weight to it. Nice sturdy box. But it comes with a poster. Comes with a packet of photos. A lot of different cool photos. Photos were taken at the Playboy Club rooftop in Los Angeles. And then the vinyl. This is the cover for the record. And then there's two picture discs that have the show on it. And then it also has the same show just on regular vinyl with Casablanca center rings. So there you go. That's a pretty cool one. Next up we have this one that was recorded in Hempstead, New York 1975. Another cool early show. Let's see, this one. Again, big poster. Nice gatefold. And I'm sure this one's on colored vinyl as well. So we'll pull it out and see. Yes, colored vinyl. I'm sure all the non-Kiss fans have tuned out by now, so it's just me and Nick looking at Kiss records. So, anyways, I will continue on. This is another cool one. It's basically designed to look like the originals Kiss collection from Kiss, but this has 3 live shows in it. This one's pretty elaborate. It's got a huge poster. It's got a huge book in it, and it's got 3 promo flyers, one for each record. Kiss, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, and then there's a show for each tour. So it's pretty cool. I won't unpack this one because, like I said, it's pretty hefty and has a lot of stuff in it. So I'll just leave that one in there, and just maybe later I'll just do a video and unpack this one and show you all the goodies that are in it. But this is a great one. I was really happy to get this one. Wasn't cheap, but I was glad to have it. So there you go. Next up, this is a 1976 show. Destroyer Tour. Basically, when I'm collecting bootlegs, I've been trying to get a show from every tour, or every, basically the makeup tours is what I'm mostly interested in. You know, every tour, just ones that I think are iconic moments in the band's history. So this is one I got from the Destroyer Tour, and it's pretty cool. Next up, we have, this is a classic Kiss bootleg that's had many incarnations. This is Destroys Anaheim, parts 1 and 2. I've had this one since the 80s. I think it probably came out in the mid to late 80s. It's not very elaborate packaging, but it's the first version I had of Destroys Anaheim. This is not the original pressing of Destroys Anaheim, but it's the first one I ever had, so there you go. Next up, I have another version of Destroys Anaheim. Different cover, basically the same content, but it's another version that I picked up along the way. This next one is Montreal, Canada, 1977. Designed to look like Alive 2. This is another cool one. I like this one a lot. I'm going to take this one out. Show it to you. Has a poster. Nice shots of the band inside. Like I said, it has this big, huge poster with cool pictures of the band. No printed inner sleeves, but it does have the Casablanca center rings, and it's on colored vinyl. but this one's done really well. I like this one a lot. It says it's limited to 100 copies, so, but I think there were different colors, so you might be able to find it in a different color than the one I have. Alright, this one's pretty cool. This is 50 Million Fans, Can't Be Wrong. This was actually recorded on the day that Elvis died in 1977. Hence the Elvis designed tribute on the cover. So this was August 16th, 1977. Elvis has left the building. This back cover. And this was recorded in San Francisco. So there you go. Cool one. Next up is Kiss Superstars of 1977. This was recorded the very next day, August 17th, 1977 in Fresno, California. I just got this one recently, and to be honest with you, I have not listened to it, so I can't tell you much about this one, but I do like the cover on this one. I thought it was kind of cool and very, very 70s looking, so hopefully it sounds good. I will report back on that one. Okay, this is another probably 80s bootleg that came out. Most people refer to it as the Lunchbox bootleg. Not sure why it's called the Lunchbox bootleg. I guess because it has the lunchbox on it. But this was recorded in London in 1978. So there's that one. Kind of cool. Alright, next up, like I was telling you, there's a lot of vintage, well-known Kiss bootlegs out there. And for some reason, they've eluded me over the years. I've just never really, I don't know, I guess it's something I didn't really look for. But if they stumble my way, I'll kind of grab them. But for some reason, I just haven't seen a ton of original Kiss bootlegs out there. So a few years back, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, this company basically reissued all the classic 70s Kiss bootlegs. So these are all pretty well-known shows that you've probably heard of and have circulated quite frequently over the years. So it's nice to have all these together. I bought all these at the same time. So anyways, we'll start with these. It's Kiss Fried Alive. It's a classic bootleg that most Kiss collectors know about. Next up in that series is Second Kiss in Long Beach. Another classic bootleg. Next up is Kiss Blitz London. And another version of Kiss Destroys Anaheim, parts 1 and 2. It's probably my favorite version of Destroys Anaheim that I have. I have several different variations of that one. Let's see, next up we have Kiss Takes Tokyo, part 1. Kiss Takes Tokyo, part 2. I'll show you the vinyl on this one. I won't open all these because they're all pretty similar. They're all on different colored vinyl, but they're kind of like the old 70s bootlegs. There's nothing on the center ring. It's just white. That's pretty much how all 70s bootlegs were. They would either be white like this or just have something written on them that had nothing to do with the record itself. So I kind of like that they didn't try to update that look. They just kept it kind of plain and simple and true to the 70s style of bootlegs. Hang on a second, I'm going to flip my record over. Alright. Next up we have Sneak Attack Parts 1 and 2. Another classic 70s bootleg. As you can see on the Obi strip here, it says back to the 70s bootlegs. So there you go. This is another one. This isn't a live show. This is a demo. It's called Diamonds in the Dust. It's a 70s comp of some unreleased Diamonds in the Dust. And that was the last one in that series. So that's the whole set of the Back to the 70s bootlegs. So like I said, I bought all these at the same time. So there's 10 total records in that set. You can buy them separately, but I found a good deal on them and just got them all at the same time. I don't know how limited these were, but I'm sure they're still floating around out there if there's a certain title you're looking for. Let's see, next up we have One Night in an Empty Arena. This is basically tour rehearsals for Dynasty, recorded in Lakeland, Florida in 1979. See, next up, I just got these this past weekend because I didn't have any official, well, I guess they're unofficial, but I didn't have any Dynasty bootlegs besides the One Night in the Empty Arena. So I picked up a couple Dynasty shows. Got that one and this one. Haven't listened to either one of these yet, so I'm not sure what the sound quality is like on them, but The Greatest Band in the World is the name of that one, and Master of Your Soul is the name of that one. So I'll be checking those out pretty soon. Okay, next up are a few that I've had for a while. This one's called Fox on the Run, and this one's called You're All That I Want, and they're the same show, just different cover, but they were recorded in New Zealand on the Unmasked tour. Then I have this one and this one that are also the same show. It's commonly called Egos at Stake, and this was recorded at Wembley Arena on the Unmasked tour, even though this has a Creatures of the Night picture on the back. Got that one. And then I have another version of Egos at Stake. This is a newer reissue of that show. You can find this one around pretty often. I see this one around quite a bit. It's got good sound quality, and if you like the Unmasked era, this is a good show to grab. Got a few more to go. This is Sydney, Australia, 1980. Classic show. I love this performance from the band. This is again designed kind of, looks like Alive 2. And it's packaged really well, like some of the other ones I showed you. Put that down there, but it has a nice gatefold cover. And then here's has a book. Nice booklet, pictures, Kiss in Australia. And there's the vinyl. Let's see what else I got here. Okay, this one's cool. This is Creatures of the Night tour. It's called Saints in Charleston. And I was actually at this show, so the sound quality on this one's not great. It's not audience recording. I mean, you can hear everything. It's just not a soundboard recording. But I love this record because I was at the show, so it's kind of holds a special place for me. This one's packaged really well too. It has all kinds of photos, poster in it. It even has a local radio ad from the town I grew up in at the beginning of it. So it's a very cool one for me to have in my collection, and it's a pretty good one, pretty good recording for the Creatures tour. There's some out there that aren't great, and some are, you know, a little better. This one's a little better, so I like this one. So if you can find that one, I'd say pick it up. This one's Kiss Still Love You. This is a picture disc bootleg recorded on the Lick It Up tour. I'm not a big fan of picture disc bootlegs, but I've had this one forever. I've had this one since the 80s. And it sounds, yeah, okay. It's not great. A lot of Vinny overplaying guitar on every song, but, you know, it's a cool one to document that period of the band, so I picked it up, and like I said, I've had it probably since, I don't know, 1986 or so, I guess. So it's not one that I listen to very often, but it's cool to have. Let's see what we got next. This is one from the Animalize tour. Again, this is one that I haven't listened to very much. I've had it forever, but I just, you know, it's not really the era I listen to that often, so, but it's pretty cool. Here's another one from around the same time period. Around the Animalize period. I think it's got a Crazy Nights picture on it, but the show's actually from Animalize. So there's that one. That's more of a, you know, a vintage bootleg. It's not a newer release. And finally, the last one I have is the Ritz on Fire. This is kind of sort of an official release, but I don't know that the band is completely, you know, behind it or involved in this one at all. It was a 1988 live radio broadcast, and it's been floating around on vinyl for a while. This is one that you can regularly find on like Amazon and other websites, so it's not as bootleggy as some of the other ones. You know, like I said, it's sort of an official release, but so that's the last one I have. So I have about 40 or 45-ish Kiss bootlegs in my collection. I'm always looking to get other ones. Like I said, I don't have to have every one that's out there. I just kind of try to pick up ones that I think are cool or special or different. So there's actually one out there that I'm looking for. There's a nice bootleg of the Wicked Wester record and they did a really good job with that one, but it's been pretty elusive, and I can't seem to track one down for less than $300. So for now, I can live without that one, but if anybody happens to see the Wicked Lester Kiss bootleg out there, I'd be more than happy to take it off your hands. Anyways, this video is for Nick. He wanted to see some of my stuff. I know it's been a long video, but I had a lot of stuff to show. So anyways, hope you guys are doing good. Hope you had a nice weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.